glad to welcome you all to this webinar. We just have about 4 minutes to 8:30. It's 8:26 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where I am. And so I hope you all just hang out and until 8:30 when we get started. But before, as we're getting started, go ahead and type in the chat box. There's a chat box beneath the video of where you are calling in from. Okay? Just let me know where you are calling in from. All right. And if you can hear me, just, type and say, yes, I can hear you. Just let me know that you can hear me. All right. Just let me know that you can hear me, or there is now, you can just let me know if you can hear me. Okay. And see me, if you can hear me and see me. Hey, Carla from Franklin, Tennessee. You're welcome. You are welcome. Can you hear me and see me? I figured, you could hear me and see me, or else you wouldn't have typed in the box, right? All right. Okay, that's good. That's good. That is good. Great. People can hear me and see me, and so that's good. All right, we just have about 2 minutes here. And as we're waiting, I would love for you to go onto Twitter, if you have a Twitter or Facebook, and just, tweet or Facebook one thing that you're grateful for today. I feel like, we live in a world where it's easy to focus on the things that are wrong and the things that are bad. And there is some good to life, there is some good to life. So if you have just joined, thank you for joining. But one thing I want you to do right now is that if you have Twitter or Facebook, I want you to go on there and just mention one thing that you are grateful for today. Just one thing you're grateful for today. Just go on Twitter and tweet it. Okay. Nobody, maybe a lot of people won't read it, but that's okay. All right. Just tweet something you're grateful for. Great. Hey, Annetta, how are you? Yes, from Wisconsin. Great, great, great. So glad to see you on the webinar. All right. Okay. So we are going to get started. Like I said, go ahead and tweet something you're grateful for today on your Twitter or you can Facebook it. And we're just going to get started. So hello, if you do not know me, my name is Gertrude Nontra, and I am so excited that you could come to this webinar. Okay, we're going to be screen sharing very soon, and we're going to jump right into the webinar and the presentation. All right. Okay. So just give me a minute. I'm going to screen share with you guys. All right. Okay. Can you see my screen? Can you see my screen? Yes, Annetta, I am doing very well. Thank you very much for asking. But can you see my screen? All right. Hey, great, great, great. Okay, so today, once again, welcome to the webinar. If you just joined us, you're really welcome. My name is Gertrude Nontra, and I'm your host tonight. And today, we are just going to be covering how to drive traffic to your new blog using Pinterest. And this is just an outline of the things that we will be covering in the webinar, okay? All right, so the first thing that we will take a look at are 6 things that you should tweak on your blog right now, okay, so that people stick to your website, all right? And when I say having a sticky website, I mean having a website where people want to be. People want to stay there. People want to hang out, read your content and engage with the content, okay? And then we're going to go ahead and look at how you can set up your Pinterest business profile and how you can get verified by Pinterest so you don't look like an amateur. Because, you know, if you don't have a verified account, I don't know if you've seen you know, on Facebook and Twitter, all these other people have verified accounts. It makes you look a little bit more professional. And Pinterest allows you to do that right away. Unlike Facebook and Twitter that you kind of have to have a certain number of followers, I think, to be verified, okay? All right, and then we're going to talk about developing a unique style guide for your blog so that you stand out on Pinterest. And I also share with you some of the free tools that you can use to create truly stunning graphics. All right, and then we'll have a Q&A session. And if you have any questions, you know, I'll take them at that point, okay? So actually, I think I'm sharing the wrong presentation with you. So let me just get out of this one and, you know, open the right one, okay? All right, let me do that. Great. Okay, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit and see if this is the one I wanted to do. All right. Okay. So before we get started, I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. All right, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Gertrude Nontra, like I said before, and I'm originally from Ghana in West Africa. So, you know, if you don't know that, go to Google Maps tonight and look for Ghana on the map. All right, on the map of Africa. So I'm from Ghana originally, and I came to the United States in 2003 to attend college. And so I finished college in 2006. I went to nursing school after that. I got my nursing degree after my first bachelor's degree. And then I went ahead and went on to graduate school for a PhD in microbiology. And actually just 3 weeks from now, I'll be defending that PhD, okay? And it's been a great time. I've loved my time in the US and I've really enjoyed it. I've truly become, you know, a part of the culture and I just love it, you know, even though I still maintain my culture. And so in 2011, I got married to my husband, Fred, and I wish I had pictures to show you, but I don't have pictures yet. Well, I have pictures, but I couldn't show it tonight. I got married to my husband Fred in 2011, and we've been blessed to have a son in 2013. Who is now 18 months, all right? And so that's a little bit about me personally, all right? And so in 2004, actually, let me tell you a little story about how I got into blogging, internet marketing, and all that. So in 2004, whilst I was still in college, one of my friends told me about this website called eBay, where you could go and, you know, auction stuff, and you could go and buy stuff for ridiculous prices, and you could, you know, bid on stuff. And I was like, wow. So I went on eBay, and, you know, the very first thing I bought on eBay was an answering machine for my phone in my dorm room. I bought an answering machine for, I think it was $1. Okay. And I was excited that you could buy stuff on the internet and somebody would ship it to you and you could buy it for $1. I was really excited about that. But even then I didn't know that this was an opportunity, you know, to even make money. And so, you know, I think, you know, a year later, this same friend, we're still friends today, she was like, you know, you can list your books on eBay and sell them, your used textbooks. I was like, wow, that's really cool. And so I listed some textbooks on eBay. I started selling, and it was so nice to wake up in the morning and see that somebody had bought my used textbook. And, you know, I'd have this extra money, and I was really excited about that. So that was my early introduction to online business. And so in 2012, 2012, I discovered that there was this whole other world called blogging. And it was, people had been blogging since the mid 90s and early 2000s. And I was like, wow, how come I didn't know about this? And so I got interested in that and learned everything I could possibly learn about blogging and social media and online business. And it's been a real joyride for me. I really say it's a passion of mine. And so in mid 2014, I started my online biz journey, which is the blog I have right now. And that's what I have right now. And I really started that blog out of a vision to chronicle my own journey into online business, and also to help other people who were just starting out, just connect the dots between social media and blogging, and really use them as tools to build their brands. And so that's a little bit about my story, okay? And so like I said, we're just gonna cover, this is just an outline of what we're gonna cover tonight. And I hope you get a pen, all right, and a paper, and write all of these things down, because these are all things you can do right after this webinar, okay? Great. All right. If it's okay, just give me a high five in the chat box for those who can give me a high five or a smiley face, okay? All righty. So we're just gonna get started. All right. So like I said, I started my blog in mid 2014, okay? And that was actually in July when I bought the domain name. And when I started, of course, when you start a blog, nobody comes to your blog because you're new. And so unless you're a big name in business, or a big name in music, or or something, nobody knows who you are when you start a blog. And so as you can see, I just took a screenshot of my traffic from the end of November, the beginning of November, sorry, to the end of January 2015. And as you can see right here, at the beginning of November, I was getting maybe 100 sessions, total to my blog. Like I would have one person, and I'm pretty sure it was just me refreshing my blog. Okay. It was just me refreshing my blog and going to view it myself. And so that, that was what I had. And so at the beginning of December and moving on, I just began to get, and so at this point, okay, in November, right, I hadn't really developed a focus for my blog yet. And I really was, even though I knew all the, the traffic generating techniques that were out there, I hadn't really began to put them to use. And so somewhere like beginning of December, mid-December, I decided, okay, it's time for people to see my blog. It's time for people to come to my blog to see what I have to offer. Okay. And so I started implementing some of the things that I knew would drive traffic to my blog, which includes Pinterest, which is what I'm going to share with you today. And by the end of January, that traffic I was seeing at the beginning of November had grown to, 30 times what I was seeing earlier on. And that made me ecstatic. And just so you know that this is not just, a flyby anything. It's not just a fluke. Actually, the number of subscribers I had in January alone was more than the number of subscribers I had from July to December of last year. This is how powerful this stuff is that as you begin to drive traffic, targeted traffic to your blog, and people find that the stuff that is on your blog is interesting to them, what's going to happen is that you are going to grow interest. People are going to be interested and going to want to sign up and subscribe to what you have to offer. So this is really a powerful thing. All right. And so let's just talk about 6 things that you should tweak on your page right now, because you don't want to drive people to your blog only for them to get to your blog and be totally disappointed and leave within 5 seconds. Okay. You do not want that. You want people to come in some way or shape or form. All right. And so these are just 6 things, maybe you have these all, lined up, and that's fine. But I really want to harp on these because I feel like these are things that are really crucial to your success as a blogger. Okay. The first thing is your about page. All right. So with your about page, you always want to tell people who you are, what you do, and who you help. All right. So who are you? What do you do? Who do you help? You have to have that there that identifies you as I am so and so, and I do this, and I help such and such a person. So that when a person, because an about page is actually one of the most trafficked pages on your website. And so if you don't have that set up and you just have some vague information there, if people are really interested in what you have to offer and they get to your about page and they can't find what they're looking for, they're going to leave without ever connecting with you and ever doing the thing that you want them to do. All right. So you want to make that clear. Have pictures up. Okay. And I'll talk about strong headshots and photos later, but have some pictures up. Some people even do videos, like it doesn't have to be a long video, but like a 1 or 2 minute video that welcomes people to the blog and says, hey, my name is this, and you're welcome to the blog. This is what you will find on this blog, and this is how I can help you. And so you really want to make sure that you tweak your about page, at least tell them who you are, what you do, and who you help. Okay. All right. The next thing is email capture. So how many of you have gone to a website before and then maybe later on you were trying to remember the website and you just forgot? You remember that you went to this website, it was cool, it was nice, but you just forgot what the website is. And a lot of people don't use bookmarks these days, right? We don't really bookmark our pages. And so, the likelihood that somebody who has visited your blog will come back on their own accord without you connecting them in any way is really minimal. All right. So you want to make sure that you collect emails. All right. And these days, there are so many tools for you to collect emails. Okay. So many tools. There is no, there's no shortage of even free tools that will really help you collect emails. So I personally use on my blog, I use SumoMe. It's a free plugin from appsumo.com. Okay, that's app sumo, as in sumo wrestler, SUMO, appsumo.com. And you can get the SumoMe, or is it sumome.com? I think it's sumome.com. I'm sorry. It's the same company, so sometimes I get confused. SumoMe.com. And you can actually download that plugin onto your blog. They have a, the bar that is at the top, like a hot bar at the top of your blog. They have pop-ups. They have one that rises up from the bottom of your blog. You can really do so many things with their free features. All right. There's MailChimp and Aweber. These are all email management platforms. Okay. And so you want to sign up for a MailChimp account and create something that people would like to have. So sometimes I go to people's blogs and it's like, sign up for my newsletter. Well, I don't want to sign up for your newsletter because I don't want to read a newsletter. I feel like newsletters are a little old. Nobody really creates newsletters in the sense of newsletters. All right, we usually have emails that you send out. Yes, a newsletter is an email, but it's a different kind of email. All right, and so you want to create something that you could potentially sell. People could potentially pay major detail, but create something. It could be a PDF. It could be a 5-minute video showing people how to do something in the niche that you have chosen to blog that people, look for information for. All right. And then you can link that to your, link that to your email management software and have it delivered to people when they sign up for your blog. So you want to have some way that you're collecting emails. Okay. All right. Number 3, have a strong headshot or photo. Okay. So maybe you don't have $100 or $200 to splurge on a headshot photo. There's no need for you to spend that much money, on a headshot anyway. If you don't have the money yet. These days, we all have very sophisticated cell phones and cameras that have really high resolution. Find a friend, find a family member, go find somewhere outside where the light is bright and it will illuminate your face, and take some pictures and choose some of those pictures to use on your blog. All right. So when you start blogging, people don't know you like that. And so you don't want to use different pictures for different things, but you can use a picture of you wearing the same outfit, maybe in different poses or different settings, and use that, as a way, as your pictures, as pictures for your blog, as pictures for your social media, and just keep it uniform across the board. All right. So if you look at my blog, for instance, I have, I'm wearing this green dress with a black jacket, and I try to keep that consistent throughout all the things that I do in my blog, my social media channels, even through my emails. I try to keep it consistent. Okay. So take some strong headshots and photos and have those on your blog, have them on your about page, have them on your social media, so that people easily recognize you. You're building a brand. All right. And as you build your brand, you want people to really see, as soon as they see you, they know who you are. Okay. So if you think about, someone like Pat Flynn, you know who he is the moment you see him. Or Michael Hyatt, you know who he is as soon as you see him. A Coca-Cola bottle, you know what a Coca-Cola bottle looks like, even if you don't see the logo, right? That's what you want to do. You're branding yourself. So you want to have uniform pictures across the board. All right. Content with strong headlines. I wrote a blog post on how to write headlines. I will send it to you if you'd like, but people read headlines before they read content. If your blog posts do not have great headlines, nobody's going to read, nobody's going to engage with the content. Okay, so have strong headlines, quality content. This could be so many ways. It doesn't have to be you writing. It could be videos. It could be a checklist of stuff. So, I know a guy whose whole blog is on home improvement. Okay, he does home improvement, and he has checklists on how to build cabinets. Okay, and so you can have checklists on how to do makeup, checklists on how to, dress up to the next ball that is going on in town, whatever. But create, downloads on your website that people don't necessarily have to sign up for. Not every download should be behind an email capture form. Just make it such that people get so much value from your website that when they leave, they can't stop thinking about you. And, they come on their own accord to sign up for your blog and read your blog. There's some blogs that for me are like that. I don't even need to get their emails to remember that they exist. I just naturally go there because they just have so much quality content. Okay. Links within your blog. So you want to, when you're writing blog posts, you want to make sure you link within the blog and also to other people's blogs, because it's nice. So sometimes you maybe, you're on blog post number 20 and you wrote something in blog post number 5 that you want people to refer to, okay, because there's a subject that you wrote about extensively. Include the link in your blog post. What that does is that it allows people to stay on your website longer as they click through and go to read other content that is useful to them. Also, link to other people's blog posts. Don't be afraid to share the love, okay? Don't be. Sometimes people are nervous. Oh, I'm sending them off my blog. No, don't worry about that. When you're giving people content, don't worry about a lot of things. Just do your best, okay? Do your very, very best, and know that you are going to, reap the benefit because of that. So if you've read a blog post that covers something that you're talking about really, really well and in detail, link to it, all right? So these are just, 6 things that you should tweak on your blog. You can do them tonight. You can do them tomorrow, but you can do them right now, okay? They are not things that are difficult to do. Okay, great. Let's keep it going. So let's now talk about setting up your Pinterest business profile. All right. So you want to go to business.pinterest.com. All right. If you already have Pinterest, okay, you can convert your personal Pinterest to a business Pinterest account. It's not that hard to do. When you go to business.pinterest.com, actually you'll find somewhere on the page it says, do you already have a Pinterest account? If you already do, you can just convert it to a business Pinterest account. What this does is that Pinterest actually sends, people that are on there as a business, different emails and different info. So recently, Pinterest came out with their promoted pins, all right, where you can promote your pins as an ad, and they send that only to the people who are there as business people. And so these are the kind of benefits that you get, and they send you different tips on how to improve, your business on Pinterest and such. So since you want to brand yourself, all right, you want to set yourself as a Pinterest, as a business on Pinterest. All right. And it's not too different from the personal, but like I said, you have this extra benefit of them sending you more targeted email that's like business related. Okay. All right. And so now let's just talk about the anatomy of a Pinterest profile. Okay. So like I said, add a profile picture that is similar to what you have as a main picture on your blog. And like I said, I'm wearing this green dress with this black jacket in most of my pictures on my blog and, on my social media. So let's keep that uniform. All right. All right. The next thing is that you want to get your website verified by Pinterest. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. All right. Get your website verified by Pinterest. Now, the way that you do that is when you go to set up as a Pinterest business owner, there's a part of the form that allows you to input your website address. Okay. All right. So once you do that, there is a little button right beside it that says verify website. Click on that. Now, when you click on that, okay, let me just go through this. When you click on that, I'll come back here. Okay, when you click on that, you will see that there are two options for you to verify your website. One option is to actually take this little bit of code and put it in your website header. Code kind of intimidates me sometimes, and so I don't really teach people to do that. But what you can do, there's a second option where you will download an HTML file to your computer. Okay, so you will download an HTML file to your computer, and then what you will do is that you will go into your hosting. So if you are a hosted WordPress blog, you'll go into your hosting, and then you will look for your file manager. All right, so you'll see you want to click on your files and the file manager, and then in the file manager, you want to go ahead when you click that. So I have Fat Cow as my hosting. All right, you will see this upload button right here, this blue button right here. Do you see that? All right, you want to click on that. Once you click on that, your hosting will give you the opportunity to upload a file. All right. And so you just go ahead and upload a file, just like you would upload a picture to Facebook or, Twitter or whatever. You download the file from Pinterest, upload it to your hosting file manager. Once you do that, you will see that when you refresh that page, you will see that you will have this Pinterest HTML file in if you look here, these are all the files I have uploaded to my file manager. All right. This is just the easier option, I think. And so if code doesn't intimidate you, go ahead and grab the code and go put it in the header of your website. But if it's just something you don't want to mess with and you don't want to break your website, because I've done that before. I want to put something in my header and then I went to refresh and my website wouldn't come up, and I had to call my hosting to get me back online. So ever since then, I have learned not to do that unless I really know what I'm doing. And so you want to upload that, and it will be right here. So you can see all these files right here. My Pinterest file is right there, and I just zoomed in on that. Okay, and then once you do that, you want to go back into Pinterest and then just refresh the page, and then you'll notice that it will come up. There will be this little red check mark, all right here. You see that red check mark right by your website name that says that you are verified. Okay, you can also connect your Pinterest profile to other social media profiles. So I have it connected to my Facebook and my Twitter, and then you also describe what you do. So I tell you who I am and who I help and what I do. All right, and maybe a little snippet of what else you do. All right. moving along. So the one thing that has really helped me grow traffic to my blog with Pinterest is not just me randomly posting pictures to my Pinterest profile. What has really helped me is joining group boards. All right, group boards is really what has helped me. And the way that you will identify a group board on Pinterest is by this little logo right here with this crowd of 3 people. All right, this group of 3, that's a sign that that board is a group board. All right, so now you're probably thinking, how do I go and find group boards? I'm about to show you. All right, this is how you find Pinterest groups. There are 2 websites. I especially like to use PinGroupie. All right, and there's also Board Deck HQ. I know about it, but I haven't really used that yet. So you can go to PinGroupie or Board Deck, and you can just type in, a niche. So let's say that you do, you're a fashion blogger, and so you put fashion blogs, okay, or you are a makeup blogger. I don't know, whatever blog you run, you can put it in there. You're a technology blogger, put it in there. And it will come up with a list of Pinterest groups. Now, when it comes up with that list of Pinterest groups, what you want to do is then click on the group, all right? Click on, because they're usually hyperlinked. You want to click on the group that's right there, any group that you find, and usually on, you'll see that they have them categorized, as to when the last time it was updated. There's some Pinterest groups that are not active, but are still on PinGroupie and Board Deck. And so you really want to make sure that these groups are still active and people are posting to them very regularly, because that will determine if people are really going to see your pins, all right, if that group is active. And so you want to go ahead and click on that link and then go find out who is the owner of that group. And the way that you find out the group owners is by looking at the picture of the first person that is on the group board. All right, usually typically the first person is the owner of the group, and sometimes they will have their contact information within the description of their group. However, if they do not, what you can do, all right, what you can do is you can go ahead and go to their website. You want to click on their face, all right, and go to their Pinterest profile. When you go to their Pinterest, their business Pinterest profile, okay, so this is a group board. You want to go to their Pinterest profile. When you get to their Pinterest profile, what you want to do is then just click on, their website, because usually they'll have their website there. If they're a business, they'll have it right there. And you want to click on the website, go to their website, okay? And then once you go to their website, look for their contact information. Sometimes they may have the contact information right there on Pinterest, but I have found that going to the blogs and finding a contact form and contacting them personally is the best way to do this, okay? Then you want to send them an email. A very nice one, and this is just an email swipe. You can follow. I just say hello, good morning from. I live in Philadelphia, so good morning from Philly. My name is so and so. I blog over here, and I came across your Pinterest board. I followed it. Now you want to follow that group board, okay? It's just nice to do. You can't just send an email to somebody if you're not following their group board, all right? And then you just tell them you followed it, you love it, and you would like an opportunity to pin to it, and as a collaborator. And then add your Pinterest name, add your email, add your Pinterest profile, and then just thank them. And then wait for them to email you back. So usually when I've done this, I've gotten maybe two out of 5 people will respond. People are pretty nice, and they'll just invite you to pin to their board. Once they do, you want to go back into Pinterest and accept their invitation. And once you accept their invitation, all right, you want to follow the rules of the game. So they may have group rules. Please, please, please be nice and follow those rules. It's just common courtesy, So when you pin your own content, Be nice and repin other people's stuff. Comment on other people's pins. Thank people if they repin your content. Follow people back if they start following you as and when it's appropriate. Then don't spam boards with, sometimes some people say don't post more than 2. If they say don't post more than 2 pins per day, don't post more than 2 pins per day. Just follow the rules so that you can stay in the group. Be respectful and follow the rules, okay? All right. So the types of pins that do really well, all right? So you have inspiring quotes, those do well. But sometimes we've overheard some of these quotes, and I'm so tired of seeing some quotes sometimes, all right? So what you can do is read. And then when you read and you find a quote that you think is really interesting and maybe you haven't seen that anywhere, craft that into a little graphic and then put that on Pinterest. And one of the things is that always put your URL or your website on your pins so that people know where you are pinning from, okay? And then they can click through and come to your website that way also. All right, typographics. These are graphics that, maybe 5 ways to style your hair when you're going to a formal event, and you can show people just a graphic that has really short tips that people can read quickly. People love that stuff. All right. Infographics. People love infographics on Pinterest. Featured images from your blog post. And I'll show you a few of those really soon. Useful printables, checklists, or downloads. These all do really, really well on Pinterest. Okay. Focus on helping people. This is the biggest thing. When you help people, and this brings me to a quote, even though this one is also overused, I really like it. And it's by Zig Ziglar. And it says, you will get what you want if you help enough people get what they want. Okay. So you want to help people get what they want. So focus on that. Focus on creating content, creating things that really help people. And if it has, you've done all these other things that I've been talking about, people will naturally click through. I really have seen an explosion of traffic to my blog just because I am writing content that I know is useful to people and that people want to know about. Yes, Aneta. So I will send a template of that Pinterest board invite email. Don't worry. I will actually have this webinar replay, but I will send it to you. Okay. All right. Great. So then what do you do when traffic starts coming in? Engage the people. All right, capture their emails. Set this up before you even start pinning. That's what I talked about in the beginning. You want to set up your blog for success. So have that about page set up. Have that, the strong headlines and the good photo shoots and all the great headlines and excellent content. And when people come there and they find so much value, they will sign up. Okay, so set this up before you even start signing so that you can continue to send content to these people, and also one thing about, email marketing is you just don't want to send them emails when you just update your blog. You want to build a relationship. You want to build a relationship with these people so that they feel like you're their friend, right? They feel like they know you. And so that's what emails are for. They're not just for selling stuff. They're not just for telling people that you have a new blog post. They're for building relationship. And so when the traffic starts coming in, make sure you have this already set up and make sure that you start building that relationship from day one. And when should you start an email list? When it's day one of your blog. That's when you should start it. Day one of your blog, you should start setting up your emails, okay? Your setup to capture emails. All right. So develop a unique style guide for your blog. Okay. So you can't, and I'll show you what I mean very soon. Decide what you want, what kind of graphics that you want on your blog. And what you want the blog graphics to look like so that they're easily recognizable. Include your URL on all the graphics and use powerful language, like I said, with headlines. All right. So this is a Pinterest board, a pinner I really love. And she's a blogger by Regina. Her name is Regina. And I love her blog so much because she has very easily recognizable pins. And this is what I mean when I say branding. When people see your stuff, they should recognize it immediately. Do you see what she's done here? She has these super, nice pictures in the background, and then she has her her headline right here of the blog. These are all blog posts, by the way. These are all featured pictures from her blog. And, you know, she has the non-techie guide to SEO for bloggers. She has the, you know, subhead right there, you know, how to create super share worthy posts that stand out. And then she has her URL right there, and it's consistent from blog post to blog post. So when she shares it, number one, it's something that is super useful, right? The pin is really catchy. She has her URL on there, and so people are naturally gonna pin this and gonna click through to come to your blog. All right. All right. And this is just from my board. These are the graphics I just started creating when I just began to see traffic to my blog, and people have been repinning this stuff really, really like crazy. Okay. And so I have, you know, these usually on Pinterest, the longer pictures do well. Okay. And if you go to canva.com, there is a format for Pinterest that you can use. Okay. And I just choose that. Okay, and I usually have an image in the background that I sort of fade out, or sometimes I just have a, you know, it's just a colored background, and then I'll just use this blog test, you know, 10 ways to have a social media presence nobody wants to engage with. People want to know about that, right? All right, or 10 things you should know about when you're using video on Facebook. And then I have this you know, that my URL in there, and it just directs people to come to the blog. Okay, all right. And so that's how you develop. You want to develop a style guide, you know, a style guide for your blog, a unique style that is your brand. Okay. Now you want to make sure to add the descriptions to the pins and also relevant hashtags. All right. So you can do, you know, sometimes I'll do hashtag social media tips, hashtag social media, because people do look for stuff on Pinterest. Okay. All right. Great, great, great. All right. So tools to help you create, there's canva.com, there's PicMonkey, Pixlr, Microsoft PowerPoint. I know that sounds like a weird one, but it works. Photoshop, that's a paid one. I haven't used it personally, but people say it works. And I did write a blog post on this, and I'm sorry for the long URL, but I will also send that in an email after this. Okay. And so you have all these free tools to help you to create really stunning graphics. And so don't sell yourself short. All right. So now I decided that I was going to try to work with 3 people for free, all right, for the next 4 weeks on your blogs. And if you are looking, if you're looking at this screen, you'll see that there is a yellow button right beneath the video. All right, now what I want you to do is that this link leads to an application. It's just a Google form. Go ahead and fill out that form. I just want to gather information about you, you know, and fill out that form. There is a question on there that says, I'll just tell you right now, it just says, how much would you be willing to pay? Don't worry, just, you know, choose whatever it is that you want on there. I'm not really going to charge you, but for, you know, if you for 4 weeks on your blogs, and if that's something you're interested in, just go ahead, click on the yellow button, and let's get that underway. All right, and that's my son Caleb, and he's just telling you, if you need a blogging coach, my mom's the girl. All right. All right, so what is included? So I'll do a 21-point blog audit. So I'll just go through your blog and look at things that I think, 21 things that I think that you need to switch around on your blog, and just have that to you within the first week. And then the second week, I will show you how you can develop a unique focus and voice for your blog, and also social media ninja skills to put you on top. That will be week 3. And then in week 4, I'll show you the ins and outs of email marketing and how you can really turn your readers into subscribers. All right. Great, great, great. And so that is the end of this presentation. But what I want to do now is take any questions that anybody may have at this point. So I'm just going to switch this back to me looking at you. Uh-oh. Okay. All right. All right. So can you see me now? Any questions? questions or concerns you may have. All right. Great. Great. Well, I'm so glad that you were able to join me on the webinar. I'm really glad. Where is, yes, okay. Yes, Carla, you had a question? If you have a question, you can just type it in the box. Oh, the yellow button is beneath, I don't know what Aneta says, where is it again? I'm not sure what you're talking about, but if you're talking about the yellow button, it's right beneath the video. Is that what you were asking, Aneta? I think there's a slight time delay between when I speak and when you guys see the code. There's like a 20-second delay. But if you have any questions, you're also welcome to email me after this. All right, you're welcome to email me after this. I will email you back personally. So that would be great. Yes. Says, I have tried to get verified before in Pinterest, but have not succeeded. Is there no, there's no plugin required, really. There's no plugin required. Do you have a WordPress site? You have a WordPress, like a hosted site? Oh, really, Aneta? No. Did you click on the button? Did you click on the yellow button, Aneta? You said you can't find the form I mentioned. Did you click on the yellow button that is beneath the video? If not, I'll just manually send it to you right after this webinar. So Carla, I'm not sure why Pinterest is not allowing you to verify. Maybe there's just something wrong. I don't know. Do you want to email me after this and then I can help you? I can walk you through that. Okay, Carla. So maybe you can just, if you're still having to, just shoot me an email real quick, and then just I'll maybe create a little video for you so you can do that. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So I think I'm having trouble. I'm having a little bit of trouble, but if you just give me a moment, I will get to you in a second. All right. Just trying to get to the chat because I was having a little bit of trouble. Okay. Okay, so Carla, okay, great. I'm glad it worked. I am so glad it worked. That is great. My email address, my email address is just my first name, gertrude.nontra@gmail.com. So you can send that to me. Or you can reply to any of the emails I've been sending you. Okay, just reply to that and I'll get it. Okay. All right. All right. Great. Okay. Aneta, did you find the form yet? Okay. You know what? Can you still hear me though? Can you hear me? Can you hear me still, Aneta? Because what I'm going to do is I will send you the form, because I don't know why the yellow thing is not popping up. Okay, so I'll send that to you. Okay, well, ladies, it has been fun. I hope you had fun with this webinar. All right. All right. So, Aneta, it's okay. Yes, I will send it to you right after this. Okay. All right. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was beneficial to you. And I look forward, if you want me to send you that little thing, I will, what's it called? The form. I will send that. Oh, it doesn't pop up on the live webinar page. Yeah, exactly. It doesn't pop up on there. Yeah, you're right, Carla. You're right. So it comes up on the lead pages page. I advertise it as both. And so it looks like that's what the problem is. I'm sorry, guys. But I will send it out to both of you right after this webinar, okay? All right. So thank you for joining. And I look forward to seeing you through email, okay? All right. Have a good night.